Hey, it's Allison. On my haunted road trip, this is probably our last stop. We are at the Occult Bookstore in Chicago, Illinois. The owner has graciously given us exclusive access to do a Facebook Live from the store, which is almost 100 years old. The business opened in 1918, and I'm going to put the owner on, and he's going to lead us around and show us some highlights and tell us a little bit more history about the store. Hey there.
How you doing? So my name is Louvel Delon. I started working at this store when I was 16 years old. I came in, I used to be one of the kids that would sit on the floor and read all the crazy occult books when I was 16. And he eventually, the old owner, he's retired now, Russell Thorne, took me up off the floor and said, you know what, you should push your broom around because you're not buying anything. So I said yes, I would do that. And they took me under their wing, and they kind of have led me through this wonderful historic landmark that is the Occult Bookstore. I am blessed to be the caretaker in this day and age when a lot of people don't read books anymore.
And why should they?
Why should they? Because books are nothing like PDFs or Kindle or whatever. You can open a book, you can have a kinesthetic response to it. You can't have a kinesthetic response to a Kindle. I'm sorry.
And can books be dangerous?
I don't think books are dangerous. I think what we do with books are dangerous. But
so it's kind of like guns don't kill people. People kill people. Same thing with books, kids. So you heard it here, kids. Books dangerous. Maybe not quite in the H.P. Lovecraft kind of way, but close. Be careful.
So you said we started in 1918.
Yeah, is that true?
That is kind of true. The store actually started a little earlier than that, but there was a period where it ran under two names. It ran under D.G. Nelson's Astrological Research, and it ran under the Occult Bookstore and Curios. So,
and D.G.
Nelson is the original owner.
He was the original owner.
Yes.
And so this, as far as you know, is the oldest occult bookstore in the United States, right?
It's yes, probably the world. There's one bookstore in England that is claiming to be...
Yeah, Watkins is...
Watkins.
It's 1893, I think.
Yes,
so not too much apart. Not too much distance apart.
Yes, and they're I'm not so sure about their individually ownership, though. That's the one thing I'm not sure about. Like, we're an oldest individually owned spirit shop. But where was I going with that? Oh, so it started with a 2-year kind of gap where it was running as both. And then it eventually, if you know anything about D.G. Nelson, he was an astrologer who would do face readings. So he would go downtown and do face readings with people and tell them that they were Aquariuses and what was going to happen to them. And he became very famous. So he started this shop, and we are very pleased that Chicago has this kind of shop. It's a historic shop with a lot of history back to the gangsters and after the fire and all this other stuff. So this bookstore has been around to see a lot of that growth in Chicago, and it kind of highlights that Chicago does have a very strong spiritual and occult heritage, and it's a gem. It's a gem. I'll say that.
For sure.
So
I'm really excited to be in here, and I'm trying to be as respectful as possible. I'm trying to. You're right in front of Urzuli Freda.
Yeah, we have altars around here.
So I'm trying to avoid.
I told her not to catch it, but if she catches it,
right,
the spirits won't mind.
Okay,
sure.
But I can give her something too. I'd be glad to do that. I think she's been active lately for me, so.
Totally.
I'm developing this connection with Urzuli.
So
yeah, could you show us around a little bit?
Could.
And I will try to avoid.
I could.
And I apologize to any of the spirits here if I show you on film and you didn't want to be shown on film.
So one of the things that we're trying to do, we're in an antiquarian bookstore, so we try to keep both old and new books. Pardon me while I grab the mail.
Okay.
Thank you. So we try to keep
decks in there?
Yeah, that's what I was checking for, because
Yeah.
we're waiting on a shipment of tarot decks. So we try to keep both old and new books. A lot of our clients, since we've been around for so long, they will come back in and their books will filter back in. One of the older books we have a book from like 1916, and it has D.G. Nelson's name on it, and this store right when it was in that phase between the two. And we just kept that book because it was so cool. It was like this older kind of thing. So we're one of the last surviving bookstores who do this kind of old book thing. So we have a lot of rare books, a lot of books you can't find.
And first editions
First
sometimes?
editions, stuff from like Yogi Publications and all these old Chicago press books that were really nicely done. We also have branched out into jewelry and crystals and sage and stuff for the practitioners. We do altar cloths and stuff like that. We also host events. We host book signings, lectures, classes on anything from astrology to hauntings. We do have the Chicago ghost tour that comes through here every once in a while, and we like them too. Again, Chicago has a history. People don't know it.
Absolutely.
People don't see it. What else can I tell you about this store? I can show you some stuff.
Yes, please show me anything that
here,
you would like.
Let's start here. Come here. I'm going to show you this. So this store has not always been in this location.
Right. It was on State Street?
It was on State Street. So in the 1960s, this is 651 North State Street, and this is a picture of it circa 1960s. That was where it was. I don't know if you can see that in there, but it's there. And it's one of the few bookstores. And if you notice, I'm gonna point to something.
Yeah.
You notice this AL is the same thing that's painted on that sign.
Right.
So Russell painted that again and put it on that sign, and that sign has been with the store since it was on State Street.
And what's the significance of that?
It's the Square of Saturn.
Could you point to it on here, or maybe?
Yeah, this is L. That's the Hebrew god name equated with Saturn, or the Saturnian Sephira. And I'm going to show you over here.
And what's next to it?
The Occult Bookstore.
Okay,
That's
so this
name.
whole thing is together as one
this
symbol.
Is L.
I don't know. Okay, sorry, I almost lost it there.
Yeah. Did it stop or
Nope.
should I keep? Okay.
Keep going.
And this is the Occult Bookstore, the old title, the way he wrote it.
And what's the significance of that symbology there?
He was a Jew. He was a Kabbalist.
Oh, Kabbalist. Okay.
Yeah. Russell was definitely a Kabbalist and a Buddhist, so he liked all the Kabbalistic stuff at the bookstore, etc. So this is that sign that we have saved. We have kept with us since the beginning. This sign has been through 3 store locations. It is still here. We feel like we keep pieces of the store even when we move it, so that the energy of the store goes
Right, the history.
With its,
Absolutely.
With its movement.
And the numbers down below?
Yeah, that's the Magic Square of Saturn.
Okay, so the Magic Square of Saturn, very cool.
Yes. A lot of
very
strong. I mean, Saturn is the occult sphere. I mean, without getting into the external planets, like the 3, like Pluto, Uranus, and Neptune, Saturn is really the occult force. Like Mars is war, Venus is love, the Sun is all regal, Jupiter is kingly, but Saturn is very occult. It is very hidden mystery and deep in that way. So I have a like of Saturn too.
Do you have so you had you have meetings or classes here?
We have classes. We have meetings.
What kind of meetings? Like, I was wondering, any OTO active in Chicago?
We do have. I'm one of the ex-camp masters of AMHA. I started AMHA here back when I was 20. So
can you explain a little bit?
AMHA is one of the bodies that is currently a lodge now, and it's in Chicago. So we do have them here as often as we can. We also have the Golden Dawn meets here. One of the chapters of the Golden Dawn meets here. We have a bunch of pagan groups that meet here. We have a ton of, the occult community knows about us, and they try to make it in. We have chaos magicians who meet here. That's a newer magical practice.
Right.
And we really try to keep ourselves involved in the community because it's our community. That's why all of us are practitioners here. We all do various traditions. I'm a Vodisant.
Wait, what was that?
I'm a Vodisant. I'm a Ungan from the Haitian Vodou. And we have various people from various covens. We have some sadhus or Hindu or Indian tradition.
I'm just going to say hi to our school librarian. Hello! We're talking about how dangerous books can be at the oldest occult bookstore in the United States. Yes, they are! Don't say that. Some kids might be watching this. And then they might put down the game controller for one moment because they like
I
book.
got you. Yes.
That book.
I want to do something dangerous.
Mrs. J told me that book was dangerous. So we're learning all about that at the oldest occult bookstore in the United States, circa 1918, maybe even a little earlier than that. So almost 100 years old.
Yes, totally. So I was going to show you one more thing. So then it moved. We moved to Clark and Belmont, and this is my predecessor. This is Russell Thorne. He was the guy, him and this is Jennifer Penderthorne, who also they were both my mentors because they were married. And this is the store when it was there, and I have a love for this place because I used to come in, you talk about scary books, I used to sit there and read all the Satanic Bible and whatever. And the Lovecraft books. Like I was really into Lovecraft. I was like, oh my gosh, Lovecraft.
He's that dangerous knowledge kind
exactly.
of person.
It's going to make your head, little tentacles fly out of your head. And
I'm more of the knowledge is power. He's more of the school that, you get that book, it's going to make you crazy and ruin your life.
Totally. So this was kind of our golden time, and they were doing a magical theater, so they were all dressed up as occult figures.
Yeah. So which?
I could not tell you.
Oh, okay.
Could I tell you which figures they were?
No.
Not really.
Oh,
not off of a picture. I wish I could. I wish Russell is still alive. Actually.
Oh, cool.
Russell is like 89, I'm guessing. He's going to hate me because I probably have his age wrong. But anyway.
Hopefully you skewed younger.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe I skewed a little younger.
And I just learned yesterday, so as I explained, and as many of you logging on know, I'm on a haunted road trip. And so what's been interesting is my husband and I were vegans.
Oh, wow.
And so we were looking for a place to stop for lunch yesterday. It goes with the whole respect thing that we were talking about, why we do what we do. But anyway, so we found this Indonesian grill in Greensburg, Indiana. And so we went there. It's called Mayasari Indonesian Grill. And so we went there, and at some point we tell the manager that, hey, we're on this haunted road trip. And she's like, really? This place has some ghosts. And so
Are you serious?
Yes. And not only that, the actual owner is from Indonesia, and she came to talk to us, and she talked to us about her experience with what they call the pok-pok over there, or there's other names for it. It's that Indonesian kind of vampire that is a woman that detaches her head from her body, and she goes floating about in the night, eating babies and such. But anyway, she said that she had her own interaction with one of those pok-poks, and because she needed help. She was under spiritual attack. And so she told us the whole story of going up to the mountain to see this woman, and how this woman was 80 years old but looked like she was in her 40s or younger, and that she couldn't die because the black magic was keeping her alive. And so my question to that, which shows you I got some work to do, was how can I get some of that black magic?
You're like, I need some black magic.
Does it come in a cream?
Oh
I need to put that black magic all over me.
We actually get a lot of our. We specialize in something called Bezoar stones. Do you know what Bezoar stones are?
Yeah. Could you explain that to the audience? Because I had heard of those, but I'm not.
Bezoars are stones that come from the insides of animals. They are like sacred stones. Like if you in old magical texts, they'd be like, go find the stone in a crow's nest, take that stone and put it in your bag or whatever, and it's an invisibility potion or something like that. So, or you grind it up and you put it in food, or you do other things.
Were they also used by royalty? There were some stones that were used by royalty. I'm not sure if this is the same ones, to suss out whether like drinks were poisonous. They would put in these stones.
Yes.
Is that the same?
Yes, that is the same one. There is a anti-poison spell, or it changes the color or something so that it could tell if it was poisoned. A lot of Harry Potter novels have talked about Bezoars and that kind of thing as well.
Oh, sure. Like J.K. Rowling, like all that Harry Potter stuff. I mean, people don't realize that there is actual occult knowledge in Harry Potter books. You know, she did take folklore, ancient folklore, and, you know, wove it into her stories. I mean, you know, not to say it's an instructional manual. It's definitely not. But she was touching on, you know, something from an earlier tradition. I mean, she definitely took things in her own way. I know in one of her most recent books, some people have been very critical of her interpretation of the Pukwudgie, which is a native, I guess, fairy, you would say, or gentlefolk. Sorry about that, guys. So, but you know, the idea of you know, kind of Disneyfying the Pukwudgie. A lot of people don't like that because that's not the traditional interpretation of it.
Well, it sounds like, and you were talking about, I don't remember your friend's name, but you were talking about her going up and meeting this lady on the hill, and it sounded to me like you were talking about the jinn. Because the jinn are another class of spirit that is often, I mean, now we think of I Dream of Jeannie and some out of a bottle and you rub it and he comes out and he goes, what is your wish? And that's not what jinn are like. Jinn are very human-like. They're just not of this world.
Right.
They're like smokeless fire on that side.
Right. They're another class of sentient beings.
Yes, they have free will and the whole thing. Right.
And so they could be nice to you, but they could also
do
not
be nice
really
to you.
evil things.
Trick you to,
and that's you know, with the Puck. You know, the woman Mayasari believed that she was human, but that she took on this black magic, and that when she went up to the mountain, this woman washed her in the river there, and that was part of how she was cleansed of the spiritual attack that was having terrible effects on her health. And but when she left that night, the Puck followed just the head though, and she claimed to have seen, you know, heard it flying, and then saw the head, without the body, flying, and you know, just she said she saw, you know, this head only in silhouette, but that the eyes were like had this blue and red glow. So she'll never forget that. And so the idea was that the Puck helped her, but also made herself vulnerable in helping, and wanted to just make sure that, you know, that this woman, Mayasari, wouldn't turn against her. And was just checking up on her.
Very cool.
She also told another story about how she went to another island. She was out in Sulawesi, and then she went to Java, and the Puck had given her like a dried flower and put it in her purse, like in her effects. And a pickpocket came and tried to steal her purse. And as he did, it's like his hands were burned, and he threw it down on the ground. And that was the Puck like protecting her. So, and Mayasari called it black magic. But to me, it's like, but I don't know that it's black. It's just that Christian influence that characterizes things like that. You know,
it's like all things occult are evil, and that
right.
whole thing.
Occult just means secret.
And we've kind of had that kind of problem. Occult comes from occluded, comes from hidden, it comes from secret. And even in the Bible, a lot of times there is talk about, I'm going to cut this quote up, but there is some quote of Jesus saying that he would speak to you in parable, and it shall not be plain, because plain it's not the wise way, or something like that. So there is, even in the Bible, there is talk about occult teachings and occult things.
But you have to dig a little deeper.
Right. And a lot of people are like, no, we're not supposed to do magic, no witchcraft, no this, no that. And I'm like,
And you're like, why are you just taking everything at face value? It's more respectful.
It's a multi-layered metaphor.
Right.
It is not a fundamental read on the surface type of book. Any spiritual text has to have several layers to it, many layers to it. Otherwise, I think you shortchange the work, because they are written for a person at this level and a person at this level, and a person from this place and this place. Plus, how many people went into writing it, but that's a whole separate subject.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so anything else you want to highlight, like special collections or jewelry, or I see you have smudge over there. I work at a Native American school,
Yes.
so we actually have we have a lot of medicines, but there's...
Work at Native American school?
I do, yeah.
So that's what you teach at?
Yes, I teach
Very
4th grade
cool.
at a Native American school, and the interesting thing is that, you know how schools have tobacco-free zones? Well, we actually have tobacco in the classroom, because we only use it in the sacred way, which is to send the prayers up to heaven. That's what the smoke is supposed to do. And then we also have sage and cedar and sweetgrass in the classroom, because the sage, you burn that to cleanse, but you also do that with cedar as well.
Yes.
And then the sweetgrass brings in the positive.
Yes.
So you can clear it.
We have sweetgrass over there too.
Right.
We totally have the same thing.
Well, I'll have to get some, so don't let me forget, because I'm running low on the sweetgrass.
So I told you we do Bezoars. Usually our Bezoars come from Indonesia.
Right.
So we have to have them imported. That's why I was talking about your Indonesian friend, because they have lots of spirits over there.
Yeah.
Their shamans go into these trances before they go looking for a stone, and the spirits will tell them where to go. Like, go there to find the lightning stone. Go there to find the stone in the snake's horn. Go there to find. So we import a lot of those for order for our clients who really want them and recognize their power. This is a rare. It's almost a Bezoar, but it's not. It's a Bengalite specimen. This is a stone that you will not find anywhere. And when you hold this stone in your hand, a lot of people have said that they hear.
Can I touch it?
Yeah, of course. Here, put your hands on it.
You gotta hold it though, because I don't want to be
I don't want
responsible.
you to drop it. You'd be like, what happened?
Yeah. So what is it called again?
It's called Bengalite.
Bengalite. And so what is it known for?
A lot of people that touch it feel the energy of the sea and their past lives. It speaks to them in various ways. So, did you get any feeling from it? Are you very psychic?
No.
Okay,
I'm about as psychic as an old post. I try though. I'll talk to you. I did have, like, at one of the haunted hotels, I might have had an experience. Just not last night, but the other night.
You got to carry your empath with you.
My what?
Your empaths.
What's that?
An empath, a person who can feel.
Oh yeah. Well.
Yeah. You got to carry them with
you.
you.
I'm trying to cultivate. So where does a stone like that come from?
This one came, I believe, from either Indonesia or India. I cannot remember right now.
And what was the name of it again?
Bengalite.
Bengalite.
Yes.
And it's so, like, it's a kind of a connection stone,
Yes,
connecting you to the earth or the
Connects
ocean.
you to the earth and the spirits of the earth and the ancestors. It was found in a waterbed, so it's water and earth in terms of elemental energies. But it's a lot of wisdom in that stone, and I tend to show it to people just because I like it as a rare object.
Right.
And then
we love rare objects on Facebook Live.
Well,
I'm sorry, go on.
No, I'm going to show you another one of our rare objects. But we also are home to a lot of the new press. How do I describe this to you here? I'm just going to show you something.
Yeah.
So Michael Bertio's an old friend of the store. He is an amazing magician who did Voodoo Gnostic Workbook and stuff like that. This is Ontological Graffiti, which is a new book, but done in a very classic, old world style with some amazing just work in this book. And this is all of Bertio's artwork. And he put his artwork in with these notes he had from the 70s group that he had. So these are also the kind of books that we work in, because they highlight local artists, old school writers, and they're printed very finely. Like this is, I call this new press, but that's my made up name. Mm-hmm. It really is like going back to what bookbinding was when it was in its heyday, and it's the only way I believe books will survive is we have to start doing high quality books.
Yeah, and go back to what it was, and retrieve what we've lost.
Totally. And I can show you one more book we have like this over there, and I'm also going to show you.
Anything you want to show me is great. I love the mascot. And anyway, because Greg and Dana Newkirk from the Traveling Museum of the Paranormal and Occult, they refer to this place as like the real life magic box from Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Oh, I love that. The other one we get is, who's the psychic or the occult detective?
Oh, Kolchak? Or...
Not Kolchak. What's his name? Dang it, I cannot remember. See, this is old age.
Well, that's all right. I can help you. Was it a TV show or?
No, it was a book. I think they started to make it into a TV show with this guy who had a staff or a wand. He would carry a wand. He would pull it out of his pocket.
Oh, was he a wizard?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. We used to watch that show, and he had a skull.
Yes.
Okay.
See, you can't remember it either.
It's called something Files, though. Not X-Files. But I know what you're talking about.
So they think this show was based off of this store because he's from Chicago or something.
Really?
And the detective is based in Chicago.
The Dresden Files.
Dresden Files.
Yes,
that's it.
I knew we'd get to it.
That's totally it.
You just had to conjure it up.
The Dresden Files. So there's this rumor around that the store is that character was based off of this store.
Oh my goodness.
So
okay, guys, watch out.
Yes, scary. This is the Templar Deity, who I'm losing. Why am I losing all my names? Baphomet. Yes, thank you. Who is, everybody comes in and goes, oh, that's Satan, and it's not Satan. It is a deity. First off, it's not Satan because the pentagram is right up on his forehead, and if it was Satan, it'd be the other way. That's the first half of that, or some bestial figure. But really, it represents illumination. It represents the unification of opposites. It represents male and female are opposites. Man and beast are opposites. Salve et coagula, which is to destroy and reconstruct. All of these opposites going together
so the creation
to represent
and destroying, like Shiva.
Yes, and also how you make new knowledge and new things. How you grow and evolve.
So creativity.
Yes, it is very creative, and that's with the torch as the middle flame. It's all about illumination and creativity. So this was made by an artist who made it for us specifically because he liked the figure, and Russell said, go ahead. So he made him this figure, and we keep it around because it really kind of highlights how a lot of people will demonize something,
right?
And they don't really understand what it is. And this was supposedly the deity that the Templars were burned for worshiping.
Really?
This is Eliphas Levi's recreation of it, but yes.
So, so let's talk about that a little bit more. So the Templars, were they Gnostic? Because
they were really Christian, but they were
Yeah.
Christian with this kind of I can show you here. Come here.
Yes, show me.
Show you this. Right here is a picture done by one of our local artists.
Up here?
Yeah, come back here.
Okay.
Come back. You gotta come back to see it. So, you see up there?
Oh, way up there, the
Yeah.
Templar cross. Yeah.
So that's a Templar, and they were Knights of Christ. They were really very strong Christians, but they were Christians who took a vow of poverty and went off to fight
In the
our holy
Crusades,
war to keep Christianity in Jerusalem and to fight against the Ottomans.
Right.
And basically they got too powerful. They got too powerful and the king wanted them gone. So they trumped up these charges and they took them in like witches.
Right, and executed them.
Right, and executed them on the 13th. And that's why the 13th is such a bad luck number.
Right.
And that's supposedly the deity that they were accused of worshiping. But there is some debate to whether they actually were fed that deity. Like if you're being tortured and they go, "Do you believe in this deity?" You're gonna say, "Maybe."
Right.
You stop shoving that needle in my face.
Right.
That hot poker in my side. Yeah, I might believe you.
Yeah, you might say anything.
Totally. So this deity represents that struggle as well. It represents that struggle of illumination, of strength, of the opposites. It's like even though the Templars were in the Ottoman places and they were mingling with this opposing force, there is a God that unifies us, and that is also represented in that figure for me. We always talk about Jewish God, Christian God, and Islamic God, and they're not really different.
No, they're all the same.
I mean, we're Judeo-Christian. They're all the same freaking God. They're just different names. So
absolutely. Yeah, and then like the my understanding, and it's not very vast, of Gnosticism is that the Gnostics, they think they are true Christian, and they think that the church, that the like the Catholic Church or the established religion, organized religion, is actually evil. So they're like the Gnostics. You know, they want to follow Christ in the true way, Christ meant it to be.
Yes.
And not the way that organized religion has taken it. That's my understanding of the Gnostics, is they're like, everything you know is wrong, and you should flip your paradigm, to really follow Christ.
Gnosis is all about where Gnostics differ from Judeo-Christianity, and I'm going to say Christianity more than Judeo in the Judeo-Christianity, is that Gnostics believed in the apprehension of God, direct experience of God. That is what gnosis is. It is not knowledge, as in heady knowledge. It is gnosis as in I get you, I grok you.
Right.
If you know that word, grok. So it really is experience of God. And the Christians always talk about the only way you can get to God is through us, through the church, through the descendants of Christ who were given this mandate by supposedly Christ. And it's this weird thing that only the priests and only the cardinals and the bishops give you access to God. Right. So you must come to God through our church.
Oh, I think the tarot deck.
And that is not what. That is the tarot decks.
Yay! Yay! I stayed long enough.
Thank you so much, man.
Have a good one.
You too. That is not what. Where the heck was I going? That is
not what Christ.
Antithetic.
Right.
To going towards God. It is going this other way. You're going towards organization. You're going towards structure. You're going towards dogma and the religious structure, and you're missing the spirit part.
Right.
The actual experience of the spirit of the gnosis, which is
Right.
God.
So knowing God directly.
Yes.
Yeah,
It is a
and
very
staying away from the church and trying to have direct knowledge of God. That's what Gnosticism is.
Again, we go back to the Bible had stuff taken out. There's a whole other Bible of stuff that could have been included with the Bible, but the seniors, the higher ups, were like, no.
That one doesn't make the cut.
This one doesn't make the cut because we're trying to make this story what we want to make this story. So how is that the Word of God? Right. It's like the Word of God is bigger than that. So I definitely hear you on that one.
Yeah. So what else do you want to show us?
Oh my gosh.
So we'd love to see anything. I'm at about 20% now, but I'm going to get as much as I can.
Okay, so in closing, we do lots of herbs. We do have a garden that we're growing out back here, the back of this thing. So if you leave,
I'll go out there and.
So we're gonna start. This is our first year doing this project, and it's a new thing for the Occult Bookstore. We're gonna have a little labyrinth outside.
Do you want to take me out there? We can see if it'll.
Yeah, I should stay in here.
Okay, no problem.
But
I will film when we leave. Yeah.
So we're gonna do this labyrinth, and we're gonna try to get. First off, the herbs there are all set up planetarily. So we have Saturnian herbs, Jupiterian herbs, Venusian herbs, solar herbs, martial herbs, whatever, and all these herbs are gonna come back and go into our herb shelf here. So we will be farming and growing our own stuff, harvesting the magic from the surrounding area. Yeah, organic.
Okay, now you're talking my language.
And that's very important for us. So we're doing that. We're also, we're trying to be a publishing house. We're trying to get into rebinding and fixing up old books. So we're doing that. We have a lot of new little projects. We're doing our own foundry. So we're going to start making stuff metal-wise. And that's in the basement. I can't take you to show you that.
That's
because
okay.
It's back there.
Right.
But we're doing a lot of good stuff. We're trying to bring the Occult Bookstore at its 100th-year anniversary into another 100 years.
Right.
Of doing stuff for the community.
Oh, man.
And that's our big thing is giving it back to
another century of magic.
Yes.
So do you have any stories from this place regarding hauntings? I mean, about this building.
Oh my gosh. This building was supposedly one of these places was related to the medical field, or so there were a lot of, I think it's the building right across from us, but supposedly this place used to sell like books or medical stuff or something very before even the owner of the building now got it. But I had an old guy who was like 76, 75 came in and he said this place used to be for the students that lived over there. They would come over here and buy all their medical stuff. So I don't know about that, but I do know that there's supposedly hauntings in that building. Now they've since redone that building. They totally gutted it, and made it into this apartment complex. So I'm sure some of that energy.
Apartment complex.
Yeah, it's now a condo basically. So I'm sure some of that energy has been scrubbed, a sort of sense. But you can't really get rid of spirits.
Right.
We figured that out in Chicago. So
what do you mean by that?
Well, a lot of the old Al Capone places, like I know somebody who used to live in one of the houses that was in the massacre of Al Capone.
Oh,
there was a shootout there.
St. Valentine's Day.
Yeah, and supposedly there's still hauntings going on. I know somebody that lives up next to where Lakeshore Drive kind of spins around before it gets into Evanston, and supposedly that cemetery, all the property that's there, still gets hauntings from the cemetery because the hauntings still walk into the house up there. And then there's the Congress up the street that also is another place of hauntings in the Chicago area. Supposedly there's a lot of negative energy there. because there was a lot of heroin addicts and other stuff
Sure.
that lived in that
a lot
building.
of suffering.
Yeah. So
but you guys are clear in the store, as far as
we have our own spirits and protectors and stuff like that we have invited into the store.
So no earthbound spirits, but
my ancestors.
Oh, but nobody that's here against their will.
Right. Nobody that's trapped here.
Nobody that's trapped. That's what I mean by earthbound.
We usually send them all back to the light.
Just gonna pan. We have somebody from the UK. I'm trying not to get in the altars.
Yeah, you can.
And MJ, you can. Oh no, the broadcast is interrupted. So MJ, when we're done with this video, it'll be posted to my Facebook wall. And you should be able to see everything then, because this is the oldest occult bookstore in the United States. I know you have one in the UK, Watkins, from 1893, but this one is about circa 1918.
Right.
So almost 100 years old.
Right.
And she's really interested. MJ over there in the UK. She has a Sage Paranormal over there and has her own paranormal conference.
Very cool. Very cool.
But yeah, so you were talking about the Bezoar stones?
Bezoars, yes.
Oh yeah, can you show us one of those? Do you have any of those?
I have. I thought about it. I have one, but it's in my pocket, and it's sort of dedicated to a spirit, so I really.
Oh, okay. So you can't.
Okay. I almost thought about it because I was like, is there a way I could give you a Bezoar? But no, I can't.
Okay. Well, do you have any for sale?
We do, but we would have to import. So usually the process we go through is we talk with the person, we find out what's going on in their life, why they are looking for a Bezoar, and then the Bezoars usually will tell us who they're willing to go with. Because they are living stones, because they have spirits inside of them that are willingly there, there's kind of a meeting, kind of like a date. We kind of have to be like, okay, so here. And
right, you got to hook them up with the right spirit.
Right,
okay.
Exactly. We're like, here, look at these pictures of your girlfriend. Which one do you want?
It's customized.
Right, exactly. So we don't keep a lot of them here. The ones that are here are all working in or for the store. So there are probably some around. I'm trying to see if there's one that I could show you, but there's none that I can show you right now.
Okay. Anything else from your collection, or maybe even your private collection, that is really treasured that you think that people might benefit from seeing? You know, we want to.
That statue right there is Zervan. That's my private collection. That
one right there in the corner.
Yeah, in the corner. That is Zervan. It's one of the names for him. He's a liatocephalic god. He's also called Aeon by the Gnostics. And he is a deity of time, and obviously the elements, etc. That's unique.
All right.
I'll show you that. And this stuff is always changing. That's the truth of the matter.
Right.
We really get stuff in and out and through here all the time. So when you come in again, everything will.
Okay.
Not everything will change in placement.
Well, we will definitely come in again. What do you think is might be the oldest thing in your collection? Like book or object? I'm really digging deep here.
I don't know. I mean, we got so much old stuff. I don't really know. I'll probably have one of the older books right off the top of my head. That's next time. That's a next time thing. Next time you come in, I will.
Yes. So we definitely gotta keep up with correspondence.
Totally.
But thank you so much. Anything you want to promote or say to people?
Yes. Just come and see us. We're always open to help, to talk, to delve into both positive findings and negative stuff going on.
Do you do any kind of readings here?
We do readings. We do healing work. We do blessings and cleansings and putting people on their right magical path. We talk to spirits for people, stuff like that. We have readers that do astrology. We have readers that do tarot. We have readers that do past life regressions. We even have readers that do Akashic readings, stuff like that. All depends on what you're looking for.
Right.
And if you want to schedule a reading, you should probably schedule it before you come here, because we don't have readers on staff unless they're coming in for a reading.
So call ahead with what you want.
Totally.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
If you do come back, we do encourage you to come back in a respectful way. I was given, thank you so much for giving me this access, but usually there's no filming in the store or no photography in the store. Just so you know ahead of time. But I give you a little bit of a taste here so you can come in and enjoy the whole meal at a later date.
Totally. Blessings to all of you.
Thank you.